Now, let me start off by saying that I'm a fan of both these fighters that I'm talking about. And right now, it's kind of a weird situation because it is the WBA. But whether it be when I interviewed Shannon Briggs, or whether it be the interactions I have with Lucas Browne on social media, Lucas Browne is 24-0 with 21 KOs. You can say he's the former WBA champion. Even though he had the underling belt or the secondary WBA belt, and Tyson Fury had the WBA Super Championship. Well, we're going to get into it. So now the WBA has finally ordered and is taking care of that WBA heavyweight situation. If you don't remember, there was supposed to be a WBA tournament. In that WBA tournament was Vladimir Klitschko versus Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is now dealing with some drug issues. Vladimir Klitschko is injured. We're going to get to that later on in the video. And plus, this is kind of like a two-part video. I'll explain that later as well. Then you had Luis Ortiz versus Alexander Ustinov. Luis Ortiz was the WBA interim champion. He's not the WBA interim champion anymore. I'm going to save that for the Ortiz Malik Scott video. So this WBA situation is very complex. So that fight didn't happen. Then you had Oquendo versus who's supposed to fight the winner of Lucas Browne versus Ruslan Chagayev. Oquendo hasn't fought since he lost to Ruslan Chagayev in a controversial decision over 2 years ago. And so now the WBA has ordered that Shannon Briggs, who wasn't in a tournament but ranked very high by the WBA, number 5, if I'm correct, many question how he even got that spot, but we're going to talk about it. So the WBA has ordered Shannon the Cannon Briggs. What is his record again? 66-1, 60 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw, 53 KOs, and he's been, you know, pretty active since 2014. For example, he fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights in 2014, and of course, none of those fights meant anything. He did fight that Zubano Love guy, Anthony Joshua fought him, if I'm correct. He had 2 fights in 2015 against fighters that you don't even know. One of them was 51-21. Then he had one fight. No, he had 2 fights in 2015, 6 fights in 2014, and 1 fight in 2016. And the WBA says that him and Lucas Browne have to fight before the end of this year. Right now, we're already November 1st, 2016. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live at FightView360.com. Please subscribe. So, I briefly explained to you the whole WBA situation, you know, and we still got to talk about Joshua and Molina in another video, and then we got to talk about, you know, what's going on with the Luis Ortiz situation and why he's not the interim champion anymore in another video. So we're just going to focus on Lucas Browne versus Shannon Briggs. Now, who would win? In my opinion, Shannon Briggs has done you can't say a hell of a job. He's done, you know, a phenomenal, extraordinary, you know, more than extraordinary. What is ever higher than that in marketing and getting his career, you know, back on track since he took that beating from Vitaly Klitschko. Let's go, champ is a slogan that's chanted all over the world now. You know, and he hasn't really done anything. Now, it was kind of fucked up what David Haye did. If you don't know, David Haye told Shannon Briggs, well, you get, you know, your head scanned, then, you know, you fight on my undercard, then I'll fight you. He ended up fighting on his undercard, you know, beating some Zerachi guy. And now David Haye somehow has maneuvered himself into a title shot as well. So he gets to fight the winner of Joseph Parker and Andrew Ruiz for the WBO. But yet he screwed Shannon Briggs over. That's why verbal agreements don't go nowhere in boxing, especially with a David Haye. Come on, he's got a bad reputation. But Lucas Browne, who was knocked down by Ruslan Chagayev in round 6 in the championship bout, ended up, you know, coming back and knocking Ruslan Chagayev out, but then winning the title having to be stripped of the title because he failed a drug test. Now, popular opinion is, and I'm not putting anything past anybody, I don't know him personally, but popular opinion is that he really didn't do anything wrong. It's just that, the majority of people think that he may have, had some contaminated meat. So now he know. Whenever you go anywhere, to train, make sure you fucking take your own motherfucking meat, get some Omaha steaks or something. So, he was stripped. The WBA went to go find Ruslan Chagayev. They finally caught up with him and said, yo, bro, pay your sanctioning fees. Here, you're the champion again. Ruslan Chagayev said, nah, I'm cool, I'm retired. So therefore, you had both of those titles that was vacated. So in order not to be here all day, and plus I got to do another video, I'm going to talk about this more in detail in a Google Hangout, which is a live stream that I'm going to be doing either before or shortly after I've done this video. So basically, the WBA has ordered that Shannon Briggs and Lucas Browne begin negotiations. So anything before this day, was not official because Shannon Briggs didn't even know until he put something on my Instagram where it was like, yo, where did you hear this from? And I'm thinking like, yo, bro, the WBA just tweeted it. So even though we may have been seeing them go back and forth at each other, and we've been hearing, that the fight might happen, this is the first time, that the WBA said, okay, these guys have to begin negotiations now and fight before the end of the year. So the winner of that has to fight Oquendo. Right? It's crazy. But then the WBA did, which I wish they did not do, is now that Super Championship is back. So Anthony Joshua and Klitschko put in a special exception to the WBA for them to fight for the WBA Super Championship sometime in March or April. Now they're supposed to be getting rid of that belt. But, us fans, being fans, we want to see Vladimir Klitschko versus Anthony Joshua, and the only way Klitschko wants that fight to happen is if there's two belts on the line. But the WBA should have put their foot down and said, no, Klitschko, we don't care if you injured. If this was the case, they should have approved it for this fight. But I understand that they want to screw Lucas Browne over because I would have talked about it. But I noticed a lot of fans are somewhat hypocritical because they didn't give a fuck that Lucas Browne should have been the next in line. They was like, oh man, we want to see Vladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua. It's like, no, listen, we can't, when it comes to these boxing rules, if you really want the sport to get better, we got to be consistent. Like I said, I don't feel like Shannon Briggs deserves a title shot, but at the same time, I'm all for it. I want to see that fight because I know he's going to sell the shit out that fight. And even though it's probably going to be a slow-ass and nasty-ass fight, still, I'm hyped. And then you never know, but I'm hyped. I want to see that fight. I'm a fan of both guys. I want to see that fight. So, I know I'm probably missed some things I'm supposed to talk about. It's just it's just a situation with this WBA, man. They should have had Shannon Briggs Lucas Browne fight, and then the winner of this would have had to fight Vladimir Klitschko, and then Vladimir Klitschko could have decided he wanted to fight Anthony Joshua sometime later on this year. I just want them to get one belt, WBA. Finding a reason to keep the belt. It's a good reason to keep the belt, and I understand the reason for the Super Championship, right, is for a WBA World or regular champion to be elevated to that status. So basically, if you're a unified champion, you can't, it gives you more time to defend your other titles outside of the WBA. So basically, if the IBF had this same rule, or if they had a super champion, which I don't think, no, I'm not saying they should, I'm just saying how it works, then Carl Froch wouldn't have been stripped by not fighting James DeGale, after he fought George Groves twice. Tyson Fury would not have been stripped, by not fighting Zora Glaskov because he was in that rematch clause with Vladimir Klitschko. You see what I'm saying? So, goddamn WBA. But it is what it is. And TstreeT Controversy, this is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. Once again, shout out to Shannon Briggs and shout out to Lucas Browne for showing love on social media. Go follow me on Instagram at FightView360. And also the link is right down below in the description box. please subscribe and follow.